Gemini, welcome to your reading. This is a general love reading for the sign of Gemini. I'm not going to put any dates on this one because I am claiming and affirming that whenever you see it, it's the right time for you to see it. If you want to know every time when I upload my newest video for your zodiac sign, then please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time when I upload a reading. This is a general reading for you, Gemini. If you do feel that this reading doesn't fully resonate or you'd like to have more information for yourself, for expanded benefit for this reading, then I will say look at your moon sign, which is your emotions, or maybe look at your Venus, which is, for your love. And if you don't know where those placements are, there's a link in the description that can, that can show you all those placements in your chart as well. So this is a reading for love. When I'm done with these, I'm going to do them all the way through to Pisces, take a break, revive my energy, and then I'm going to do new love readings for you. So that is if you're like in a new relationship or you're open to a new connection, I'm going to do a twin flame one after that. And you can also have a look at the September reading that I just very recently did for you. Please remember to like the video. I'd really appreciate you doing that. That helps my channel to grow. It helps more people to see the readings, which I really, really appreciate. Thank you for all of you that are making donations to me. That is helping my channel grow. I really, really appreciate it. If you are interested in learning to read the tarot for yourself, there's a link down below in the description that takes you to my detailed online tarot reading course. And I'm also running an incredible special at the moment on personal readings. I'm going to let you know about that in the reading itself. I just want us to get to the reading itself. It is a general reading for you for love. Please take it as it resonates, Gemini. Okay, so in this reading, we're going to look at your current situation. This card represents where you are right now. This represents you, everything that's happening at the moment in your situation, plus yourself within that situation. Then for the next card we're going to select, this card is going to be for the challenges at the moment, the things that you want to pay attention to, the things that you want to look at, those sort of pitfalls, all the things that might be challenging that you might not be aware of. And then we're going to end off your reading by looking at the potential outcome. And we're also going to look at the person that you are dealing with. So, the other person in your connection. Do remember, though, even though we're doing that energies can be reversed in the readings when you look at it. But my focus when I do a reading is always you. Okay, so please take that as it resonates though. So let's just draw the rest of the cards as well. So this is just some 2 cards to clarify the current energy, the current space, what you are dealing with right now. And then, some clarifications for the challenges that you're dealing with now, the guidance from the universe, and then also another 2 cards to clarify the potential outcome as well as the person that you are dealing with. All right, and then we're going to just also select some cards there for an overall message from the universe for you. So 1, 2, and they say the bottom of the deck. So there we go. And then before we do all of that, I'm going to draw you one of these. I'm closing my eyes while I'm doing this. So we're going to draw you one card that is just a message from the universe for you at the moment. That is such a beautiful card. And then just lastly, before we start our reading, Gemini, we are just going to get you 2 cards to also clarify that current space that you are having. So let's get started. All right, let's get started and see what's happening in your reading. If I do a personal reading for you like the ones that I have at the moment, which is the 30 minutes reading, I will do a draw similar to this for you. I will record a video for you. That reading is probably about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes for the most. And I'm running a beautiful special on that at the moment. It's $25 for a reading or 370 rands for my South Africans. And all the details are down below in the description. This is one of those offers that is going to be really, really hot. So if you want to book a reading, the sooner you book it, the better, because I'm going to do it on a first come, first serve basis. All right. Let's just make all this nice and tidy because we're dealing with love and love is important. So everyone is doing their best, Gemini. All right. This is the message that's coming out for you from the universe at the moment. Now, first and foremost, before I say anything, I want you to understand that when I say we, I'm talking about myself and my spiritual team, Smile that I channel. there is no sort of against you or anything like that. Um, all we're basically saying over here is that sometimes, we look at people and what they're doing and we're like, oh, they could do better and they could do more and their efforts aren't really showing that they care and those sort of things. And a lot of times that is really true, or, with the situation. But I feel in this particular space, sometimes when we come from our emotions, and remember, Gemini, you've got that beautiful, strong, flowing emotions, which you almost can't switch off sometimes. And it's very easy in that space to get very into your feelings and to get very into your emotions. And when we do, it's a human thing to sometimes get a little bit unreasonable in our judgment, or it can cloud our judgment a little bit as well. So just be mindful that that everybody that you are dealing with are doing the best that they understand how to do. And somebody in a connection might be, or even an influence in a connection, I feel, for many of you, so like a third party, which doesn't have to be like a cheating sort of vibe, but maybe friends or family, siblings, that sort of thing, could have an impact in this situation as well. And I'm not saying that you should choose sides. I will never tell you what to do, Gemini. But the thing is also, when we have a connection with someone, also remember that if you in a connection with someone, in a relationship with someone, or you'd like to be in a relationship with someone, it is also sort of your onus to, the onus sort of falls on you to also defend that person's energy when they are not actually there. It doesn't mean that you condone their bad behavior or the things that they are doing that is just really, really sort of off. That is not what we're talking about. But there might be a situation here where maybe the person you're dealing with, they've been doing something, saying something. Everybody's like, oh my goodness, look at what they're doing. How horrible and terrible is that? All right. It says there are really only two types of people: those you now love and those you will love. All right. Until there's only one type of person, and then we'll probably hit replay the game of life, the universe. Also, Gemini, where we are at the moment, and when you really think about it, and I have spoken about this in some of the previous videos that I've done, but when you think about this, when is the last time that the world has really been as connected by anything as we currently are? And that sort of brings different things out in different people. All right. So remember that we all don't all deal with the same situation in the same way. People deal with situations in different ways. And just because something works for you doesn't necessarily mean it does works for others. And it doesn't mean that you or the other person's way of dealing with things is either superior or inferior to the so-called right way. But maybe try and see things from the other person's point of view. Try to be in their shoes without giving your own energy away. Okay. Place thy honor on the self first always. So let's look um at your current space. Bearing fruit. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful one. This is such a beautiful energy, and I like the fact that it's got number 12 over there, because 12 in the in major arcana with tarot, that is the hanged man. It is that space of take a break, allow things to come through, and through as well as true. And with this card over here, Gemini, the question here really is, what sort of fruit are you bearing in this connection at the moment? What is your contribution? I know that we don't always want to hear this in life, but what is your contribution to the good in the connection, which is always a nice one to look at? But what is also your contribution in the things in a connection that you don't like, in a love situation that you have right now? And this is for if you are with someone at the moment, or maybe you're into like a new connection, or you're open to a new connection. I am doing those new love readings. You just need to give me a couple of days to first wrap these ones up for all the zodiac signs. I want to make sure that I give my all to every zodiac sign. So I always, I don't try to rush my readings, because then I don't channel as purely as what will benefit you. Okay. But there's a space here, sorry, that you are being asked, Gemini. what are you bringing to the table? And I know that sometimes, when we give all our heart and our soul and everything, in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, from your point of view, you are bringing everything to the table. You are contributing everything to the table. Nobody is saying that that is not the case. The question is just that, or almost like the flip side of the coin, is that even though this is what you might understand yourself to be contributing the very best of what you understand that you can, others don't always see it the same way. All right. And that is where that whole thing is coming from, of seeing yourself in somebody else's shoes. But at this particular point in time, and I'll start off by saying that right away, Gemini, I see a beautiful flow for you. This is a very positive energy card. So this is a very beautiful flow that is already taking place here for you within this connection, within the space, with the person that you are dealing with. Okay. Great potential over here to prosperous growth. The challenges of this situation at the moment. There we go. It is what it is. So, again, Gemini, this is the same question that is coming about over here. How are you contributing, investing energetically into what is transpiring in your life at the moment? Okay. When we can also come to a point in life where we can accept things for what they are. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether you love it, whether you absolutely despise it, when we can come to a point in life when we can accept things the way that they are, and when we can accept that we are always, even if it doesn't always feel that wonderful, but that you are always where you are meant to be for the greatest good of all, and that the magic is always surrounding you. I feel that for some of you, you might be in a connection where you are feeling very stuck, or in a space where you are feeling very stuck. Or for those of you that are maybe not with someone, but you'd like to be with someone, but you feel that your current life circumstances doesn't cater for that. It doesn't allow for you to have love. Um, this is the magic about life. When we can accept that this is where I am, whether I like it or don't like it, that's irrelevant. When you can accept that the magic may find you where you are right now, even if you can't see it for yourself, that is how the doors open for you. Okay. So it might be a space where it's time for you to stop running. Okay. I feel that very strongly for you. It's time to stop running and to maybe not feel almost grievous towards where you are at this particular point in time. Okay. And yes, you can say that you don't like where you are. That is fine to say that. You can say, I don't like where I am. I don't appreciate this. I don't want to be here. That is all fine and well. And I would never recommend that you try and deny that about yourself because, as I always say, I would say 99.9% of my regression hypnosis clients that come to see me, the blocks that we usually work with is suppressed emotions. At times when you didn't like where you are or how things were going, but you felt that you just had to suck it up. All right. So I'm not talking about sucking it up. I am speaking here about the fact that we can sometimes become so unhappy where we are, feeling so trapped and feeling so frustrated that we forget to actually look at the things in life that are actually working out. And when we start saying words like everything in life is such a mess, nothing ever works for me, I hate this, I hate that, then you actually get more things to dislike. Okay. So try and ground maybe in this particular space and time where you are right now. Let's look at the outcome. Let's look at the person that you are dealing with. And I feel that for some of you, you aren't dealing with anyone. And if you're not, you can actually call that in. All right. So this is the outcome. You're getting some choices over there. So I feel that for some of you, when you look at your story over here, that these cards are forming Gemini, first of all, everyone is doing their best. So you might be very offended, very annoyed by what certain people are doing right now. Absolutely despise what is transpiring there. But understand that, sorry, sometimes we've got so much to deal with as human beings that we especially now, we sort of lose track of ourselves a little bit, you know. I feel that for some of you, not for many of you, for some of you, you might also be dealing with some people, a person, and also maybe other people in your immediate space that assume that you understand them and that you're okay with how they are, when in actual fact you might not be. All right. And then sometimes, it's obviously there's nothing wrong with standing up for yourself and speaking for yourself. But when you're shouting to this side and somebody's shouting from that side, bearing fruit. What are you contributing towards? What manifestation are you contributing towards? Okay? But when you can accept that this is where you are, and remember that nothing, as in nothing in life, lasts forever, because life is an ongoing flow. No matter how things may be at the moment, I don't want you to get me wrong when I say this, but in many ways, it's up to you how long you're going to stay there. But if you can accept that you don't like this, but it's not going to last forever, that is how you actually start to manifest a different way of being. Even if you can't see it right now, the entire universe can support you with that. Okay. And then call of the muse going forward. Person that you're dealing with, I feel that for many of you, or outcome, you might feel that you don't have that many choices at the moment. You might even dislike some decisions that you yourself sort of like, cooperated in. And at the time, it might have seemed like a good idea. Now you're like, oh, goodness, why did I even do that? You're getting some choices coming about. All right. If the same energy that you used to manifest yourself into a situation that you don't like, you can use that same energy to manifest yourself out of a situation that you don't like. There's multiple choices coming about for you as you're going forward. So yes, you might not like exactly the way things are at the moment, but there's opportunities to breathe. I would almost call it going forward. Okay, so you might be feeling sort of stuck at the moment, but the more you focus on that, or maybe you're in a connection with someone and you almost feel like you can't accept, you can't escape this, the more you can sort of say accept, like maybe the situation feels very unpleasant and very oppressing. I don't like this. So let's just be clear and call a spade a spade. I don't like this. But having the willingness to say, well, okay, maybe it won't last forever. That is how you manifest different choices for yourself. Okay, we're going to clarify that everyone is doing their best. Page of Voices, which is the Page of Swords, and the Devil. There might be a little bit of a toxic situation going on here, Gemini. And for some of you, you might be reeling a little bit because, you may either not see how you got yourself into the situation, or you might see how you got yourself into it, but you are sort of like invested energetically, sorry, so deeply into a situation at the moment that you don't even see how you can get out of there. But again, if you can just start by allowing yourself to the capacity that you are able to face a simple truth of life, that nothing lasts forever. How terrible, how horrible, how whatever this is, that it's not going to last forever. Okay, some of you might have dealt with a slightly darker energy there, maybe like a Scorpio that wasn't standing full in their energy. But this can also be another fire sign, So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, there is not. It's almost like they're not good for you, so to speak. But I also feel that this is a very powerful lesson here for you, Gemini. Okay. A lot of those times, those people that come up in our life that shake things up for us, they come as a lesson. Sorry, and they show to us that it's time to upgrade you, and it's time to go to a new thing, and it's time to reach for a new level. But one of the ways in which we often realize that it's time to maybe focus on something different, to broaden our vision, so to speak, is by seeing what it is that we don't want. And the thing for you is, Gemini, because you've got such a beautiful, youthful spirit and energy, you can sometimes get yourself into a situation, in a sticky situation, more than what you would actually prefer to. But once you're there, you don't quite know how to get out of it again. Okay. And that can actually happen. But also letting you know that the moment that you can accept for yourself that, there is imminent change that's available here for you, even if you don't know what it is. But if you can say, and you can even say a prayer, you can, depending on what it is that you're doing, if you're working with light magic, maybe, Reiki or Wicca or anything like that, you can put up that positive intention, or maybe just write in your journal for positive intention, because Wicca in itself, I think it's got such a bad reputation, but it's just really working with light energy. It is using the energy in the universe that is always available in any case for a specific purpose. And when our focus is light and when our intention is light, things have a way of working out very beautifully for us, because it's a way of honoring yourself and who you are, because you as a soul having a human being experience, Gemini, is a physical expression of the love light of the universe, of source of all. Again, with that sort of Scorpio energy over here, with the devil, there's a release that's taking place over here. I feel that for some of you, you've been holding on to maybe a situation for quite a while over there. Maybe you've been holding on to, I feel a physical energy. Maybe this is not for all of you, but I feel like a physical energy, like a trinket or a trinket box, or maybe something the person gave you, or some sort of physical memoir that you might be holding on to with a person. Or it could also be that, say, maybe maybe you lost out on a deal because of what a person did, or maybe I don't know, maybe you broke your leg as a result, or maybe you got some disease or something. And it's almost hard to not tie what's happening with what that person did or didn't do for you. But remember that even though sometimes people can come towards us and do spiteful things to us, Gemini, it is up to you whether you allow yourself to continue to be a victim of somebody else's spite. Okay? So, and I feel for you, there might have been some very dark loss or hurt or pain, maybe that you didn't work out with somebody else, Gemini, in a connection that you really cared about. And it's, you thought you sort of, had that situation handled, or that person liked you, and then they didn't. There was still the connection of another person in here. So it's almost like a third party, which could have been a present person, but can also be an absent person. But there was something that I feel that the roles could be reversed. It could be the other person as well. But somebody was holding on to something. And the guidance for you in this particular point in time, when it comes to love, either move forward, meet another person, or to prevent a beautiful connection that you have at the moment from, crumbling and coming to an end, it might be time to have that moment of honesty and reflecting there with yourself. Okay. Now we're going to look at this bearing fruit, which is your current space, which is you in this connection and your current situation. You've got the Magician, and you've got the Muse of Voices, which is the King of Swords in this card, in this reading. So what I just want to point out, if you almost think of this as your overall energy, like, when people draw like an overall energy for your reading, so with the Page of Voices over here, where, where I was saying that if you can just open your mind to the idea that something amazingly different can come about, look how powerful this can be. You can go straight from that Page of Swords to the King of Swords, where you once again getting control of your mind. I almost feel, Gemini, that it's almost like, not necessarily for all of you, but I feel it very strongly, that it's almost like somebody else, I don't know, almost like they had control of your mind, almost like they... Um, um, when we reason sometimes and we have our own thought patterns, but when somebody has such a strong influence on you, that they can almost impact the way that you think and speak and reason, and I feel even act towards this other person. It's almost like you might have driven somebody away over here, or is in the process of driving somebody away. What I feel might also be happening for some of you, especially those of you in a connection, Gemini, is that, and it doesn't matter whether you married or engaged, or even if you separate, the connection, energetic connection is still there, where for some of you, I feel that you sort of drove somebody away because of that, connection that was going on over there. And you might have thought that was the other person, they just couldn't deal with you. And with all due respect, that is true. They couldn't deal with you because there was almost that untruth that it wasn't fully you. And yes, it's very difficult to let go sometimes, especially if it's maybe like a loved one, maybe somebody passed, something didn't work out. It's very, very hard to disconnect sometimes there. But if you want this beautiful connection to work out, or future connections to work out, then it's time to let go. Because look at this, when you look at the magician, you are in the space where you can create absolutely anything for yourself right now. Okay, a very new beginnings energy over there, very airy sort of energy over there, Gemini. Maybe you're dealing with the Aries, maybe you dealt with the Aries, and maybe it's time to also release that energy. Maybe it's a good time to sort of do some introspection and ask the thought patterns I have, without trying to make yourself wrong, but the thought patterns I have, the beliefs that I have, the values that I have, the things that I'm pursuing or not pursuing, believing in myself, not believing in myself, the things that I'm saying about myself, etc., etc. Are those even my thoughts? Because remember, the thoughts that we have are powerful, because the thoughts that we have are creating our experience of life. And the thoughts we have create to the words we speak and the action that we take. And the intention behind the action that we take is what the universe pays so much attention to. But before we even get to the thoughts, it is about what is going on your subconscious belief. What is your beliefs about yourself, about your truth, and about your value, and about your deservancy, basically. All right. And I feel for some of you, you are in a space of life where it's always easy to sort of like point you towards others, and it's more convenient than looking at yourself. And a lot of times, if we have been in a certain situation for quite a period of time, we have those people in our life experiences that is going to portray us, and they are going to tick our buttons, and they are going to show us that it must be our fault, and they might even say that. But remember, Gemini, that you are the person who is creating your own experience of life. And sometimes when we do so habitually, we do the same thing, we recreate the same thing over and over and over and over so many times that it becomes such a habit that we don't actually realize that we are creating and recreating that for ourselves all the time. Okay. Looking at the Muse of Voices and the or the King of Swords over here, there's great freedom coming over there. Look at this. This is that boat, like people normally make their joke about the two Gemini twins, but I feel this is that you are getting to a space where, with the triangle over there as well, there's new portals opening for you for love, or new flow of love, and you are getting someone that is the perfect match for you in this current space where you are. You're finding that new light, and the reason why you're finding that perfect match for you, Gemini, is because you are finding the perfect balance within yourself. And when our inner world is balanced, then our outer world reflects that to us as well. So there's beautiful balance that is coming about for you at this particular point in time, and either meeting that perfect person right now, or having met that person, but things weren't sort of working out because there was an imbalance within yourself. But I feel that you're manifesting either a beautiful new love, but there might also be a return of a previous person that you were dealing with, because you have changed and they have changed, and I feel that the universe sort of brings you back together. So there's a definite opportunity here for a second chance as well. Okay. We're looking now at the challenges that you have, that it is what it is, which can be a little bit challenging sometimes to accept. And you've got the moon there with with more sort of a Pisces feel over there, and also the Seven of Emotions, okay, which is the Seven of Cups, which sort of complements that Pisces energy over here. Be careful, Gemini, where you are again at the moment, that it is what it is. Your emotions can either count to your benefit, or your emotions can count to your detriment, as we were speaking now with manifestation. All right. And I feel that there's a beautiful portal opening that's available for you at this particular point in time. You can have wonderful support with you, but your emotions can either help you get there or withhold you from getting that. When we have the thing where you say, like, there's this one thing, if I can just get it, I don't know what it is, but if I can just get this one thing, it's some of those emotions, it's this energy that needs to be released that you might be holding on to. I also feel that for many of you, there's a space where, say, maybe your loved ones, friends, family, those people, they're supporting a connection that it is that you had or may have had or may still be having. And they can really see how this is a good person for you, this is a good match for you, but they've sort of given up because they're like, oh, you're never going to get it. All right. But I feel that Gemini, and this might not be the easiest thing in the world to do, but if you can just have the willingness to look at what it is that might be holding you back. Even if you don't have all the answers yet, if you have the willingness to look at it, or you have the willingness to have a better understanding of how you can use your own emotions more to your benefit as opposed to your detriment, big changes can start taking place for you already. Okay, now let's look at the potential outcome for you and the person that you are dealing with. Five of Materials and the Tower. Five of Materials is the Five of Pentacles. Okay. This could be you. This could be the other person. This is the energy that needs to be dealt with. There's a sense here. I don't even know if it's coming from you. It might be coming from the other person, Gemini. But there's a sense here of almost like a comparison. Here and there, one above the other. That sort of thing over here. I feel that it's almost like, and I mean, I don't want to be funny or ugly or anything like that with you, but I feel almost, Gemini, that there's somebody who they can see the best for you, and they might actually even want to be with you and celebrate life with you and help you to, or together to turn around those things that are challenges. But they're a little bit tired. They're a little bit fed up of you. They're sort of like one foot in and one foot out because this could be a space where there's sort of like something in the air, and the person is not 100% sure what that something in the air actually is, but they do see the impact of it. Okay. But then here with the Tower, I also see that coming to pass. Whoever that person is, that was almost like the devil that is sitting on your shoulder and whispering bad things to you. That situation's coming to an end because that situation was a problem. Okay. And I feel that you yourself is in the space, a little bit challenging, but you're in that space, Gemini, where you are so focused on light, and you've done such beautiful growth in your life, that you may not even be aware of. So maybe it's time to sort of like stop and reflect back a little bit how far you've come, that it's almost like you're just no longer a match for that person because you've put in the work while maybe they haven't put in the work. And that automatically opens new choices for you. And somebody might have been very able to kind of like play with your mind over here or play like mind tricks with you, but you've grown past that where those things don't even work on you anymore. It's almost laughable. Okay, let's look at your overall message from the universe. You've got the Four of Cups, you've got the High Priestess, and then you've got the Nine of Wands over there. This is definitely a situation of somebody that can come back. This is definitely a opportunity of second chances. Now, please take this as it resonates. I don't want you to hold on to the fact that I said there might be a second chance. Okay, but what I do see is that there is an opportunity, or there's a very strong foundation over there. So you might be dealing with someone that maybe you guys aren't speaking to one another. I feel there's a lot of assumption in the situation. Okay, there's a space of you and maybe even the other person, and maybe you're dealing with someone who's a little bit stubborn. They don't actually want to admit they're not doing well without you. But there's an invitation, there's a second chance energy again there with the Four of Cups. And I feel this is a space where there can be like a second chance, there's like a new beginning, or it can be a completely new beginning, where you get the opportunity to do things so much better than you would have done before. Sense of harmony and beauty. It's almost like a Zen vibe that comes for the second time around. And whereas your previous emotions there with the Nine of Pentacles might have held you back, it can now actually be your strength that is your greatest asset in actual fact. And I mean, how amazing is that? All right. So to wrap this up for you, Gemini, this is a space where there is still some of the past energy in your energy space. I can see that. I get that you kind of see how that is actually unfolding in your life and manifesting in your life, and not just in love, but in your overall sense of happiness and well-being. You're getting to actually see that, and as you even see that, that is how the change comes about. That's how that new beginning comes about. There's an inner balance that's coming about for you, Gemini, which reflects into your outside world. I feel that there's still some work that needs to be done here with the emotions, but I feel that you're doing that, maybe a regular meditation or just putting on some music and, just dancing around and just shaking your body. You know what I'm saying? Because there's new opportunities that's coming there for you. There's definitely opportunity for a second chance, but overall, this is beautiful healing. Not 100% for many of you where it is that you want to be, but definitely 99% there. Okay, so if that resonates with you, Gemini, I'd really appreciate you liking the video. I always appreciate comments to know how that resonates with you. Remember to subscribe to the channel, to hit that notification bell. If you want to have a reading, remember I'm running that special at the moment, the 30 minutes reading for $25 or 370 rands. All the details is in the description, but I'm going to send you a video link of like this, like a private link, so you get to look at that reading again and again and again and again and again, because sometimes when you just look at the reading once or like a one-on-one, I actually find that sometimes you don't get all the information because you're not always ready to get all the information. Okay, but apart from all of that, I'd like to thank you for your energy, your love, and your light, and I will see you on your next video. Bye, Gemini.